Good evening everybody. Now in this today's lecture, in last lecture we have seen that what is class, what is object, and what is class, what is object, and how to process the methods which are present in class by using object of that class. In that particular lecture we have firstly introduced how to use two classes in same program. Now next topic is visibility control. I think all of you are aware of this, that these things are called as visibility mode in C++. Now what is visibility control? It provides the security for your data. As you know that in C++ the variables or members which are declared under private visibility mode, it is not possible to process these members outside the class definition. So you can process these members within member function of a class, but it is not possible to process these members outside the class definition. What is meaning of it? That you are providing security for the data, that this particular variable or this particular method or this particular function can be accessed within class only. Now what is meaning of within class? You can access these member variables or member functions in or you can access member variables or member functions in member functions only. You cannot access these variables in main function. So just like in C++, again there are three visibility controls, in Java also: private, public and protected. We will see these things one by one. Now what is private visibility mode? Then methods, variables and constructors that are declared private can only be accessed within the declared class itself. Means it is the same definition as C++. Private access modifier is the most restrictive access level. Why it is called as most restrictive? Because you can process the member variables or constructors or member methods within class definition only. You cannot process these members outside the class. So this is private visibility mode. Second visibility mode is public. Now as name indicates, these things are publicly available. A class, method, constructor, interface declared under public visibility control can be accessed from any other class. Therefore fields, methods, blocks declared inside the public class can be accessed from any class belonging to the Java universe. Once you declared any method or any variable as a public variable in your program, then it is possible to access that particular variable or that particular method anywhere in Java program. Third thing is protected visibility mode. Normally in C++ also this visibility mode is used in inheritance, especially in multi-level inheritance. Why? Because you can access members which are declared under protected visibility mode by using object of a immediately derived class only. Immediately derived class means what? Suppose in multi-level inheritance three classes are there. So the member which is declared as a protected in first level class can be accessed by using object of only second level class. It is not possible to access that particular member by using object of next level class. Just like that, the protected access modifier is accessible within package and outside the package. Package is a different thing that we will see later on, but through inheritance only. Means if I want to use protected visibility mode, then you can use this visibility mode very effectively in inheritance. And what is inheritance? You can process members of one class by using object of another class, that we will see later on. The protected access modifier can be applied on the data member, member method and constructor, but it cannot be applied on class. While declaring the class, if class is declared as a protected class, then it is not possible to process the class by using protected visibility mode. Next thing is, so this is very simple topic, that is visibility control. Now next thing is this keyword. This keyword is present in C++ also. There can be a lot of uses of Java this keyword. In Java, this is the reference variable that refers to the current object. Now as variable, हमने क्या कहा कि it is a variable whose value is changed, but you cannot give particular name to the variables. Java already given the name, that is this is a name. So it acts as a pointer to the current object. So what is use of this reference variable? करंट ऑब्जेक्ट जो भी प्रोसेस में होगा उसका स्टेट क्या है और उसका बिहेवियर क्या है, मीन्स यू कैन प्रोसेस मेंबर वेरिएबल्स और मेंबर मेथड्स ऑफ दैट क्लास बाय यूजिंग this keyword. Now what are the uses of this keyword? This can be used to refer current class inherit instance variable, means it acts as an object. Next thing is this can be used to invoke current class method. It is possible to execute a method of a class by using this pointer. This can be used to invoke current class constructor also. So what is constructor? I think all of you know that what is constructor. Constructor is a special member function of a class which is executed automatically when you create object of that class. This can be passed as an argument in the method call. If I want to process, suppose current variable value, or if I want to pass the current variable value of a class to a member method, then it is possible to pass that value by using this keyword. This can be passed as argument in the constructor call also. So there are different types of constructors. One of the constructor is parameterized constructor, where it is possible to pass parameters to the constructor function. So this keyword can be used with the parameters which are passed to the constructor call. Next thing is this can be used to return the current class instance from the method, means this arrow operator some variable name, this dot variable name, this can be returned from the method to जहाँ पे आपने कॉल किया है उस मेथड को, वहाँ पे रिटर्न करने के लिए भी कभी कभी दिस कीवर्ड का यूज होता है. नाउ दिस इज द प्रोग्राम बाय यूजिंग दिस पॉइंटर. What is this program? Here there is one class which is declared whose name is student. Then there are some member variables, roll number, name, fees. This is called as constructor, where this constructor is normally called as parameterized constructor because there is no return type. Function name is same as your class name and there are 3 parameters. So this dot roll number is equal to roll number, this dot name is equal to name, this dot fee is equal to fee. Now what this indicates? This indicates the current class instant. करंटली जो ये रोल नंबर, नेम और फी के वैल्यूज़ है, वहाँ पे ये रोल नंबर, ये नेम और ये फी की वैल्यू जाएगी विच इज़ पास्ड टू द कंस्ट्रक्टर. सेकंड फंक्शन इज वेरी सिंपल विच इज़ अ डिस्प्ले फंक्शन. system.out.println roll number, name and fee. So if I want to put some space in between variables which are going to be used in system.out.println, then it is necessary to insert double quotation twice so that it will place some single character space in between roll number, name and fee. So here this is one class, student. Here there is another class test this too. My class name is to test this pointer. Public static void main, I think all of you are familiar with this. Now student s1 is equal to new student of. Once you pass the parameters, means s1 object is created, some memory is reserved for that s1 object, and the values of member variables, means roll number, name and fee, values of these members are 111, Ankit 5000. that is F means float, and S2 is equal to new student of 112, Sumit 6000 F, and then I have written S1 dot display and S2 dot display. What will happen? Object S1 is created, 3 values are passed. Which values? 111, Ankit and 5000. F means float. So here value of roll number, value of name and value of fee becomes 111, Ankit and 5000 respectively. As this function or this constructor is executed with object S1, so S1 dot roll number becomes 111, S1 dot name becomes Ankit, S1 dot fee becomes 5000. ठीक है, this constructor function will be executed and values are stored on appropriate memory locations. Next thing is student S2. Now here 2 students are used. Here parameters which are passed are 112, Sumit and 6000, but here this refers to S2, not S1. So what will happen? 112 is assigned to S2 dot roll number, Sumit is assigned to S2 dot name, and 6000 is assigned to S2 dot fee. Next statement is S1 dot display and S2 dot display. What is S1 dot display? First 3 values. And what is S2 dot display? Second 3 values. This display function is executed with object S1. That's why it will print the values which are associated with that particular object. And second thing, S2 dot display, again same function is executed with object S2, so it will print the values which are associated with object S2. So this is regarding this pointer. Now methods. Method means what? Function in C++. A Java method is a collection of statements that are grouped together to perform an operation. Addition of 2 numbers, factorial of a number, Fibonacci series. For all these programs it is possible to write a separate function. क्या होता क्या है सेपरेट फंक्शन यूज करने की वजह से? इट इज़ नॉट नेसेसरी टू राइट द कोड एवरी टाइम. Once you declare a function, you can call that function anywhere in your program. So when you call the system.out.println method, for example, the system actually executes several statements in order to display and message on the console. Now as println is a function or method from out class which is derived from system class. So how this println function or method is executed? There are certain procedures or there are certain statements which are responsible to print something onto screen. It might be value of variable or it might be any string value. So system actually executes several statements to execute this single statement. So what is this println? Println, you can call it as a library method which is present in Java to print the values and go towards beginning of the next line. Now second thing is how, I think all of you are aware of these methods and functions. That's why I am taking somewhat fast. How to pass parameters? Passing parameters by value and passing parameters by reference. These two things are there. जैसे कि हम कॉल बाय वैल्यू और कॉल बाय रेफरेंस कहते थे C++ में. So passing parameter by value means what? Calling a method with a parameter. Through this the argument value is passed to the parameter. For example, swap function a comma b. Now just assume that data types of a and b are integers. So whatever may be the value of a and whatever may be the value of b, these two things are passed to the swap function. Suppose values are m and n in main function. So when this swap function is called with swap in bracket mn, then these two values are assigned to ab, where this function is declared or defined. In this case, passed parameters are called as actual parameters and received parameters are called as formal parameters. So this is regarding methods in Java. This is one very small program, swapping example in main. Here there is a main function. I think here there is a main function, integer a is equal to 30. I think something is missing here. Integer a is equal to 30. So integer a is equal to 30, b is equal to 45. System.out.println before swapping values of a and b. Now swap function is invoked here. Swap function ab. Now where is this swap function? Swap function is here. Which values are passed? A and b. These two are called as actual parameters, and as these a and b are parts of this function, you can use same variables which are used here. So value of a becomes this a, value of b becomes this b. Here value of a and b are 30 and 45, so here also value of a and b becomes 34 and 45. Before swapping a is equal to b is equal to, this is the normal procedure to swap two values. You can use another procedure also. Without using third variable also it is possible to write a program to swap the values. A is equal to a plus b, b is equal to a minus b, and c is equal to a minus b. These are three statements, but this is a standard procedure by using a temporary variable. So here c is declared as a temporary variable. Initially value of a is assigned to c, then value of b is assigned to a, and then value of c, which contains value of a, is now assigned to b. Like this, values are swapped. So system.out.println, after swapping the values are like this. So this is regarding methods in Java. So thank you very much for attending this lecture. I will tell you about method overloading in next lecture. Thank you.